Should police officers wear body cameras while they're on the job? It's important to understand why police officers should have body cameras at all times when they're working. The first thing I would like to talk to you about is how police brutality and body cameras work, and how, with cameras, could prevent police brutality. Secondly, I'd like to talk to you about how other countries overseas use body cameras to protect their officers. And lastly, I'd like to talk to you about how officers wearing body cameras make the public feel more safe and secure, and also make the officers more approachable. First, it's important to understand how police brutality and body cameras coincide together. According to Issues and Controversy, September 24, 2020, police officers would mostly discriminate against minorities and other ethnicities. And I quote, United States often use representatives and legal accusations against minority uh, or immigrants in the United States. According to Issues and Controversy, August 26, 2015, police cameras hinder the police officers' way to perform their duty, mostly because if they do something that they think is right and then the recording shows it's wrong, even if it was to stop a perpetrator, they couldn't have done it. That's what they're trying to explain. That cameras can be a good and a bad thing, but um, but they can hinder the police officer's job. According to Issues and Controversy, November 11, 2013, another way that having cameras help officers is if they see a perpetrator walking by and they look suspicious, the police officer can frisk them, and they have their camera on at all times, showing why, and they explain to the perpetrator why they're frisking them, and it's a good way. And I quote, "Stop and frisk police officers. They help keep off guns off the streets. You can check the New York City low crime rate. You see, the police officers are doing it in New York, which is one of the most crime rating cities, used to be. But since police officers are doing frisking and have their body cameras on, they have the proof to see why they're doing it. Police officers, police officers wearing body cameras help stop criminals and also help provide proof and evidence of what the officer did and have the evidence to back it up. Secondly, I'd like to talk to you about why. I'd like to talk to you about overseas countries and how they use police body cameras. In international immigrations, February 2019, in other countries such as Russia, Ukraine, they're a more political country, and the officers are more political, so they mostly don't wear body cameras at all because they're trying to work for their politicians to keep them going on the payroll. So citizens are very afraid of why their officers they're not really serving and protecting them. They're serving and protecting themselves. They're serving and protecting the others, the one percenters in their countries, as one might say. According to Journalists and Ethics and International Immigration, April 2019, the United Kingdoms, or the UK for short, uses police body cameras to keep their officers safe from gang attacks or group attacks, and also they have live recordings at all times. There are people monitoring them, seeing how they are. That's a good way to use their cameras. They're using their cameras to protect their officers and the public, and they also have live feeds of them all the time, so they're well aware of what their officers are doing. There should not be any reason why a police officer should not have a body camera at all. It's mostly to make sure they're secure and make the public feel secure as well. And lastly, I'd like to talk to you about how when officers wear cameras, it makes the public feel safe and secure. In Times Magazine, August 17, 2020, the public and safety and trust in police officers have improved dramatically because the police officers are wearing body cameras. It makes the citizens feel more safe and secure, and makes the officers more approachable, especially towards the minority groups. They feel like they can trust the officers because they see the cameras. So they know whatever happens, the officer is being recorded. And that also builds trust in the officer's community, so he can interact with the people and the people feel more safe and secure. Public safety is the main priority of any police officer on the job. So that's why they should always have body cameras, no matter what their job is, no matter what they're doing on the job. Do you understand why police officers need body cameras? First, I wanted you to understand why police brutality and cameras coincide together and how they can prevent it. Secondly, I talked about how overseas countries use body cameras and how some don't. And lastly, I talked to you about how safety is important when police officers wear body cameras, make the public and them feel safe. Is it for the best that police officers wear body cameras at all times on the job?